Welcome back to Go Winnipeg. I sound weird because Shane is holding the thing that I am most terrified of, and this is as close as I'm going to get. Shane, what are you holding?
Believe it or not, this is actually my favorite part of the job. This is a Mexican red knee tarantula, really, really cool spider, but I actually used to be just like you and be very, very afraid of spiders until my boss from a previous zoo that I worked at made me hold one of the biggest, well, the biggest spider in the world, which is a Goliath bird-eating tarantula. These guys are much smaller than them, but still just as cool and beautiful.
Yeah, beauty is in the eye of the beholder for sure. So it seems pretty relaxed, but it's like, what does a spider really do all day?
Well, these guys are actually sit and wait predators, so they will have a
predator. Great.
They are predators. They eat
terrifying.
things like they'll eat small vertebrates, so small mice or things like that. But they also eat a lot of insects. So they sit around and they kind of wait for those animals to come to them before they grab them and they'll eat them. Yeah.
So one thing you were telling me about before we turned the camera on when I had a panic attack was that actually if something does happen and you were to drop the spider, it's actually very bad for the spider.
Yeah, so I'm keeping a very close eye on her. She's very slow moving and pretty calm, but tarantulas have a really bad reputation. Nobody's ever been killed by a tarantula before. They do have some venom, but it's nowhere near enough to kill a person. The most venomous tarantula probably has a venom bank of about 10 bee stings. So it'd hurt, it'd be a big bump, but you'd never actually die. And these guys, as scary as people think they are actually really fragile. So if we breathed on her or I moved in a way that she didn't like and she tried to jump off my hand or move off my hand and she fell on the ground, she could actually, there's a really good potential for her to die that way. They're very, very fragile. So they have a really bad reputation, but they're awesome animals.
And even though I'm terrified right now, I don't want anything bad to happen to the spider.
Absolutely.
But also, if she jumped, something bad would happen to me because you'd have to call the ambulance because I would have a heart attack.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for that, Shane. I feel like this is good enough for my overcoming the fears. But coming up next, we're going to take a look at some great Halloween makeup trends. Oh.